A man hit and killed by two cars in North Portland. Why police believe weather may be to blame. Plus, heavy rain causes a landslide, whipping out a section of the historic Columbia River Highway. And dramatic scenes erupting from the Middle East as Iran targets oil tankers in the Strait of Hormuz. Plus, a woman arrested after allegedly starting a fire outside a beloved Northwest Portland restaurant. New details this afternoon. Right now, we're tracking heavy rain and snow across many parts of our region. This is a live look right now over the I-5 that is set to make a slow evening commute. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm Stephanie Domerat. We begin this afternoon with team coverage. Thomas Schultz is out near Lake Oswego tracking road closures and downed trees there. First, though, let's get over to Chris McGinnis, who is tracking the latest in these weather conditions. Hi, Chris.
Yeah, good afternoon, Stephanie. Our KGW weather impact alert continues today through today and into tomorrow for, more rain. 2.52 inches as a storm total thus far at PDX, and plenty more where that came from. The good news is with the rain this afternoon, at this point, the rainfall rates have backed off a little bit from what we saw late last night and early this morning, but we're still seeing upwards of a tenth of an inch an hour in some areas. And as I put this into motion over the last 3 hours, you can see this band of rain, this fire hose, if you will, that has just been pointed directly at Northwest Oregon and Southwest Washington. And it is still pointed right at us with plenty more moisture offshore yet to work its way through the area. So with that in mind, let me go back to that map real quick. The flood watch remains in effect for Southwest Washington and Northwest Oregon through tomorrow night. Area rivers could be on the rise. We've already seen, again, some impressive rainfall tallies over the last 48 hours, more than 5 inches in Tillamook, 3-4 inch reports in the Coast Range. And as we mentioned, PDX is now up to 2.52 for a storm total. Vancouver is now up over 2 inches, and Kelso Longview now at 1.75 inches. So steady rain continues, heavy at times. We think the rain intensity may ratchet up again overnight tonight, and probably again Friday night as well before this thing finally wraps up. We talked about the flood watch. You got to watch out for standing water and ponding on area roadways. And as we've mentioned, some of the smaller, flashier streams and creeks could be on the rise across the area as well. So careful out there driving and watch out for that. Here's the live look right now on the Dalles. It's 49 degrees with the northwest breeze at 13, cloudy and wet at the Springs of the Waterfront camera. And even Salem getting back in the act after a drier day yesterday. You're getting rained on this morning and this afternoon at 46. Wells Fargo Sky Camera shows temperatures in the mid-40s. We will stay in the mid to upper 40s for the rest of the afternoon with rain in the forecast on every one of these panels, and that continues into tomorrow and tomorrow night as well. The full forecast with a look ahead to a drier weekend in just a few minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you. A lot of rain out there today. And as we continue to see that heavy rainfall, we are seeing road impacts too. Near Lake Oswego, Highway 43 has been closed down now for hours due to down power lines. Thomas Schultz is on scene. Thomas, what are you seeing out there right now?
Yeah, well, Stephanie, we've got ODOT crews right behind us, and you can see that road closed sign, some people trying to get through. It looks like PGE right there is talking to ODOT crews. He just arrived on scene. This is right at Southwest Terwilliger and Highway 43. Now, the road is closed for about a half a mile between Highway 43 here at Terwilliger to Midvale Road. ODOT tells us it's all due to these downed trees that fell across the power lines. ODOT and PGE have both been out here all morning working to remove limbs and to restore power. We've also seen Lake Oswego fire trucks out here. And this road closure, as you would expect, is having a really big impact, with all vehicles having to be diverted off of Highway 43 and onto Southwest Terwilliger Boulevard. And of course, we've seen that heavy rainfall that Chris was talking about all day today, yesterday as well. And we're expecting to see more of it over the next couple of days into Friday as well. All that rain, of course, can lead to really wet soil and make it more likely to see trees fall and tree limbs, as we're seeing here in Lake Oswego, falling onto power lines. Now, ODOT crew is telling us it's unclear right now exactly how long this road is going to be closed. It's obviously a significant closure, been closed all morning long. They do estimate, though, that it'll be about 2 p.m. until they reopen. But again, Stephanie, that's really just a guess at this point.
All right, Thomas, thank you so much for that update. Well, we are continuing to track a developing story out of North Portland, where police say a person has died after being hit by two cars earlier this morning. Police say this happened just after 4 a.m. at North Columbia Boulevard and North Clarendon Avenue. Officers tell us, quote, "It's hard to imagine the weather conditions didn't play a role." However, the major crash team is still investigating the cause this afternoon. We're also tracking a winter storm in western Washington, where both the mountains and lowlands are being hit. Today, we are learning that a storm turned deadly. Around 8:30 last night, one person died after a large tree fell on a car about 30 miles northeast of Seattle. Fire crews say the person who died inside the car was the only one in the car at the time. A landslide east of Corbett has shut down a mile-long section of the historic Columbia River Highway. This happened around 5 o'clock last night. ODOT shared this photo with us showing that damage. Now, with all the rain in the forecast, ODOT says it is unclear when this will be cleaned up and reopened. You can stay with KGW on this weather impact alert day. You can find all of our live coverage, our latest updates on our website at kgw.com or streaming anytime on KGW+. Our other top story today, we're tracking two breaking shootings that have happened across the country. First, a suspect is dead after an apparent attack at a synagogue in Michigan. Police say a car crashed into the building in West Bloomfield Township and that shots were fired after the crash. The FBI is calling this an apparent vehicle ramming an active shooter situation. There are no reports of any bystanders injured right now. Temple Israel is a Jewish synagogue that has a preschool and a large congregation. And at least two people were hurt and a gunman has died after a shooting on Old Dominion's campus in Virginia. This happened this morning. This happened inside an academic building at Old Dominion University in Norfolk. The victims were taken to a hospital where they were listed in critical condition. The war in Iran continues to escalate, with Iranian strikes near the Strait of Hormuz threatening global oil supplies. As the U.S. and Israeli attacks intensify, the conflict is now spreading to Lebanon. NBC's Richard Engel has more on the widening crisis with worldwide impact.
What looks like a tiny jet is an Iranian Shahid drone, smashing into an oil depot in Oman near the Strait of Hormuz. Part of those Iranian strikes aimed at driving up prices, hitting infrastructure, and attacking ships near the strait. An Iranian official now saying the world should brace for oil to reach $200 a barrel. A military spokesman saying, "We will never allow a single liter of oil to pass through the Strait of Hormuz for the benefit of the United States, the Zionist regime, or their partners." Iran's strategy is now clear: a war on global trade. So the more Iran suffers, the more everyone else will too. But as Israeli and U.S. strikes on Iran's military aircraft, leaders, and bases intensify, Iran's capabilities are going down rapidly, U.S. and Israeli military officials say. President Trump says he's not finished degrading Iran yet, but maybe soon. Ophir Falk is a senior advisor to Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu.
We are degrading their capabilities almost back to the Stone Age. And pretty soon now, we're going to pass that torch to the Iranian people, and they'll need to seize the moment.
And this morning, Israel's Benny Gantz, a former defense minister and Netanyahu critic who says he put aside his differences with the prime minister during wartime, saying they're hitting Iran's leadership and military in order to clear the way for the Iranian people.
We hope to set the conditions for others to make a decision. That's, I think, the way we should look at it.
But it sounds a bit like a strategy of smash everything and hope for the best.
You could simplify it like this, but basically, look, we know that things that has to do inside Iran are for the Iranian people to decide.
In Lebanon, the war between Israel and Hezbollah is escalating dramatically. Israeli warplanes bombarded Beirut's southern suburbs and South Lebanon, after Hezbollah reportedly launched more than 150 drones and rockets at northern Israel.
Richard Engel reporting. Meanwhile, in California, an FBI memo raising concern, warning that Iran may try to launch drones at the state in a seaborne surprise attack. But law enforcement officials and Homeland Security experts have cautioned that it may not point to an immediate threat. Multiple law enforcement and intelligence say there is no known or specific threat, which was issued a week ago and distributed to local law enforcement by the FBI's Los Angeles office.
It's being investigated, but you have a lot of things happening, and all we can do is take them as they come. And the war itself is being prosecuted as well as anybody has ever seen, and this is other countries telling me too. Big countries, powerful countries.
California Governor Gavin Newsom said on X, quote, "While we are not aware of any imminent threats at this time, we remain prepared for any emergency in our state."